Well, it's got a current tag. Hadn't been started in about 3 or 4 years. It might start. We're gonna try. Plus, we have an expert with us today. The one and only.
One and only Peggy.
Pegasaurus. Let's take a look at this thing. Well, it's a Jeep. If I remember right. Oil pressure gauge. Yeah, I was having issues with oil pressure. I think we put an oil pump on it a long time ago. I don't know if the thing still has a battery in it. Oh, gross. Look at that stuff. Moving right in, aren't we, fellas? I think we own the place. I mean, it's all here still. Let's do this. Well, yeah, there's some liquid in there. Smells like coolant. Shane, you think that battery's dead?
I think we can jump it.
What the hell? Oh, that's not good. Let's stick that guy right back there. Oh, more, jeez. All right. I took that off. This ain't nothing down in the dang carburetor. Oh, dude, there's one there on the choke. You know, something tells me that ain't supposed to be there. There you go, little jerks. Okay.
I think you're just missing a fucking dipstick.
Huh? Oh, fucker.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
No way. That's a cute little fucker, ain't it?
Sure is. Oh, wow. That looks clean. All right, so we got a new battery sitting in this thing. Haven't even checked the gasoline. It's got oil in it. Haley Joe, you think this thing's gonna start?
I'm not
Think it'll at least turn over?
I don't know if it will work or not.
Hey,
Let's find out and see.
bump it, Peggy. See if it does anything. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
All right, crank it. Did not expect that at all.
Me either.
No.
So, now,
I don't know what it will do.
well,
Let's find out.
hell, try it again. Shit. Were you giving it any gas?
Nope.
Give it a little throttle this time.
Ready?
Yeah. Puh. I do it again.
Ready?
Yeah. Well, I think she'll run if we can get some gas flowing to it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's try that next.
Why is there a wheel lock key on that fucking tire, Dusty? There's a wheel lock on there.
I have no idea.
There's one on that one too. Come on.
Well, we put some gas in it, made a mess. Peggy's fault.
Yeah.
But hopefully with some go-go juice and some fresh gasoline, it'll stay running. Please, let's try it.
Let's try it.
If it does, you're gonna drive it with no brakes.
Yeah, you would put that on me, wouldn't you?
We'll do it together.
Oh, okay.
All right, crank her. Work it. And it fucking idles. Aw, see if it'll start on its own with no go-go juice. Pump it, yeah. It's probably got bad gas in the lines, it's trying to. Well, it's that old gasoline in there, you know, we didn't clean that crap out, so. All right. If it does, I'll try to start it again, but just record the wides as I'm backing it out. Let's see what happens. If it dies, just we'll crank it, but it's idling enough.
Go.
Well, no brakes, so we'll just drive it by the gears. Ow! There are no brakes at all.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
None.
that.
No brakes.
No brakes at all.
Well, she got fresh gas in her and a new battery, so Brady keeps hounding me about taking it down to the shop, so we might do that soon.
I don't want an automatic transmission.
We just want to get it running.
Okay.
This is fun.
Yeah?
May add power steering at least.
If you look, it's got the current tag and it's fully insured.
Oh, Lord.
Yep.
So, there are no damn brakes on this thing. I'm having to use the clutch as a brake. Like when I was backing up in reverse, as soon as it started rolling, I had to throw it into first to stop, to turn. But Brady's hounding me about taking this thing down to the shop for Debbie, so I think we're gonna probably do that here in the next few weeks. Get the brakes fixed, maybe put some power steering in it for her or something, but I didn't expect it to start. I thought it was knocking all kinds of shit. We got oil pressure.
4-wheel drive work?
Yeah, it's always worked, so.
Yo.
Sweet, I'm gonna put it back in its hole before I hurt myself. So this thing's been in the family since damn near new. Debbie ever tell you a story when they bought this? Every summer, it was a family tradition to go up to Colorado, Wyoming in the wintertime and go four-wheeling. And Dad wanted to drive up in the mountains, but they were wanting to stop renting a Jeep to do it, you know. They were all sold out. They had nothing to rent, you know. Dad said, screw it, just went and bought this thing in Colorado just so they could go drive the trails. And flat towed it back, you know, from Colorado to Oklahoma after the fact. And yeah, it's been Debbie's Jeep ever since. And it lost oil pressure 20 years ago. So we put an oil pump in it and it didn't fix it, and it just sat and sat and sat. Messed with it every now and then back and forth, but we're gonna I think our next step with it, we're gonna take it down and go through the bottom end, change the cam bearings, get the motor rebuilt, and then let Debbie enjoy it. It's a ratty old Jeep, but it's her Jeep. When we open the hood, there's dirt daubers on everything.
I knocked them off at the first of the summer.
Yeah.
When last time I was talking to you about selling it.
Well, hopefully driving this thing around and seeing it move makes you not want to sell it anymore.
No, I don't.
Good. Because remember, Daddy bought this in the mountains.
No, Daddy didn't. I bought that.
Okay, well, y'all bought that in the mountains.
Yes, we did.
Because you couldn't rent one.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Drove it back from Colorado Springs. And I told him when we were looking for it, when we found out we couldn't rent one, you could rent one, but you had to rent from her, and you had to sign away that you would not take it off road.
Why would you rent a Jeep and not take it off road?
That's what I was about to say. So we looked at it in the newspaper. We were sitting at a restaurant in Manitou Springs, and we were looking at the cost of them up there, and it was like $1,200, I think, is what I paid for it. And I said, I just don't want a yellow one. And dang it. That's what I wound up with. Now, it didn't have the doors on it. This is not the top that came on it. I bought this top and the doors from JCPenney's when they still had their big catalog with automotive parts in it. Paid $300 for that top. And they didn't have the doors on it when we looked at it at the used lot. And when they brought it out to me, the doors, I could see why, because they were all to pieces. So we drove it all the way back from Colorado Springs. Got in a rainstorm in the Panhandle. I had a big old boombox radio that I sat in the front seat, and I listened to that thing on the way back from Colorado, and Mom and Dad followed me in the van.
See, I thought you towed it, but you drove it.
I drove it.
With a boombox in the passenger seat.
With a boombox, and I still got the boombox that was in that passenger seat.
What year was that?
Huh?
What year was that?
That was in 1983.
83.
1983. Mom and Dad and I had gone up to vacation. We were all by ourselves that year, and we wanted to. Daddy and I wanted to go cheap. But when we bought this thing, we left the used lot, and we headed up the old Cripple Creek mining road from Colorado Springs. And we got about halfway up that, and Mom says, Jerry, you take me back to the hotel. You and Debbie can go on this road all you want, but you take me back to the hotel.
Well, did you?
Yeah, we did, but we didn't make it back up the mining road. We went around and went the sissy way.
Oh, you was.
Yeah.
Well, we need to go find that mining road again, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do.
So we're going to get us an RV. We're going to tow this behind the RV.
Yes, and we'll park the RV in Colorado Springs and then take this up there.
Okay.
Or we could just go up to Ouray, which
That'd be
was
cool.
another good place. We did rent an RV up in Ouray that we could take off road. I think you were with us that time, so that was a couple of years later.
I just remember growing up every summer up in the mountains in the high country.
Yeah.
Every summer. Where are we going? Well, don't have to ask.
Yep, going to Wyoming.
Yep.
Wyoming. Had made Colorado a middle stop halfway there or halfway back, but Wyoming. We had to go to Yellowstone every year. And the only year we missed for about 20 some odd years was 88, the year of the fires.
So we need to get this ready to go for next year.
Granny wants to
6
go.
months.
Granny wants to go
We
before
need-
she dies.
We need to take Granny like the next opportunity that we get.